Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
ABC News is riding along with active duty and former Navy SEALs volunteering to search for the missing in the Texas flood zone, navigating difficult terrain. Greg Froelich, former Navy SEAL, telling ABC's Jacqueline Lee.
A lot of kids floating. So, you're walking by it, it's like, you try to think about, like, you try to backtrack where that piece of clothing came from and you know where it came from. Kids can't. So.
And that's what sticks with you when doing this.
Yeah.
Days after President Trump toured a new immigration detention center in the Florida Everglades, officials have been calling Alligator Alcatraz. Conditions there now being described by people held inside, describing worms in the food, toilets not flushing, mosquitoes, other insects. Among the U.S. lawmakers touring Alligator Alcatraz today, talking to reporters before going in, Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Florida Democrat.
The cruelty is the point. I mean, it is brutally hot, as we can all see. There are insects everywhere. These are not conditions that you should ever put anyone in.
Government officials disputing the claims of the detainees. Britain's oldest World War II veteran, Donald Rose, has died at 110. Rose took part in the D-Day landings and was part of the division that liberated the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp in northern Germany. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000 in cash to hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Celebrate your freedom from your old car during the Freedom Sale at Malloy and Los Lunas with Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford, and hundreds of used vehicles. Most with warranty forever and 2 years of oil changes. And we are giving you more for your trade during this event. Start celebrating now. Call 505-451-0714 or visit MalloyLosLunas.com.
Malloy Los Lunas, where it's always cheaper in the country.
Watching my kitchen cabinets get painted was like being at an art museum. I had a fresh glass of iced tea and I was enjoying it.
News Radio KKOB.
Start your engines, crank it loud. It's the Melee Auto Show. We're revving proud. From Los Lunas to the open road, we got the news to keep you in the know. Deals so hot, they're burning the track. Todd's in the tech corner, watch your back. Got questions, we've got the crew. Answers, tips, and what's new for you.
What's new for you? What's up, y'all? This is the Malloy Los Lunas Auto Show. Thanks for tuning in. It is a gorgeous Saturday morning. Sounds like it might be a wet Saturday afternoon.
It could be.
And just a tip on traffic. We were driving up this morning, and right at the Big I, coming north on I-25, there was like 4 cars in pieces.
Yeah.
Oh. So
pieces everywhere.
Yeah, it looked like it had just happened when we drove by. So if you're coming from Los Lunas to Albuquerque, hop off
like Cesar Chavez somewhere. Yeah.
Gibson.
Yeah. And you can avoid that. But this is the Malloy Los Lunas Auto Show on your radio, the fastest hour on radio, where we do one thing, and that's talk about cars. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be talking about cars.
Let's do that again.
There you go. The fastest hour on radio. As always, we're sponsored by Malloy Chevrolet, Malloy Chrysler, Jeep Dodge Ram, Malloy Ford, and Malloy Commercial, and the new budget car collection. We're the only dealer in New Mexico where you can shop and compare the top American brands, because this is America, and all at one location. Talking about that budget collection, so that's a new sponsor that we've got. So we're up to 4 sponsors now. We're up to 5 sponsors.
Yeah,
5 sponsors, 5 listeners. We're good, baby.
We're up to 7 listeners now.
7 now.
And but we've got a budget car collection. So the budget car collection is just south of our dealerships in Los Lunas, right on the same property, just across the street. And what we started to do is we've had so many customers that have been asking for cheaper cars. With car prices going up and every price going up. I mean, I was just listening to the news and prices are going up on everything. People are looking for just transportation, something that they can go to work and come back and do that.
Yeah.
And so we have got the budget car collection. So what we've done is we've been shopping for a month and a half trying to get some cars out there. And so now we've got a good selection of vehicles, a lot of them under $20,000, some of them under $15,000, all with decent miles, a little bit higher mileage than what we would normally keep. But we run them through our safety inspection. We're making sure that they stop, steer, and drive. And if you're looking for an inexpensive vehicle, not cheap, inexpensive, right? There's a difference. Get on down to the budget car collection in Los Lunas, just south of our dealerships. They're right on exit 203 in Interstate I-25. And, right now we're joined by Todd. Todd, how are you this morning?
Good. How are you guys?
Todd's our parts and service director in Los Lunas. And Todd was solo last show.
Yeah, well, it was crazy.
Well, you had Chris.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
yeah, Chris and me. What a
Jerry,
chaplain.
Jerry was steering the car.
Yeah. But
wait, I was steering. I thought you were steering. I was out back.
We're using the pedals.
But we've got Todd here. We're going to be talking some Tech Corner here in a little bit, and of course Jerry making us sound awesome on the radio.
You know what? Yeah. I'm making you look awesome too. I told you we weren't going to talk about it.
Oh, no.
This is the very first weekend show that we are live streaming on YouTube.
All right.
If you want to watch the live stream, or you just want to look at our pretty, faces, just go to YouTube, type in KKOB and click on the live stream tab. And it'll pop right up for you.
There you go.
We're there.
He told me not to talk about it, but he's breaking the ice.
Everything's working. I can stop holding my breath.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to, I don't know why you would want to, but if you want, if you want to watch us, come on. And so that's cool. We tried to we did some live streaming when we first started the show on our YouTube channel, and it was kind of cool. We made some recordings of that. It was all right. Yeah. But anyway, we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff this morning. We've got a lot of things to get to. I want to give you some contact information. If you've got a car question, like a tech question on a vehicle, we've got several to go over already. But if you've got a tech question, feel free to text that in 505-243-3333. If you would like to contact the dealerships in Los Lunas, give us a call down there at 505-451-0714. And if you want to call the budget car collection, they have another number, 505-302-1995. 505-302-1995. And that's the budget car collection. But if you've got any car questions, feel free to text them in. We'll try and take some calls. But we've got a lot to talk about today. I want to talk about some driving getaways here in New Mexico. That's where I was a couple of shows, or last show. I'd never been to Angel Fire. And so, yeah, we hooked up the camper to the Silverado and went up and camped a couple of days in Angel Fire.
Did you get to go to the Vietnam memorial up there?
I drove by it. I did not go in.
It is awesome if you ever get a chance.
It looked awesome. We had,
it's beautiful.
I never really take any time off. In fact, everybody thought I was sick or something because they were like, where are you? So we only had a couple of days. And so we stayed there in Angel Fire. We drove up to Eagle Nest and kind of drove around there. It was cool. But we're going to talk about some of those getaways that you can do here in New Mexico. We also want to talk about car camping. People more and more are doing some car camping. I saw a couple of them up there. We're going to talk about that. Listening to the weather, sounds like we should talk about monsoon season and how to get your car ready for monsoon season.
Yeah.
And then I also want to talk, if we've got time, about the big, beautiful bill. Some of you might think it's a big, beautiful thing. Some of you might think it's not a beautiful thing. But we're going to talk about how it affects the car industry, because there were some big things that happened in that bill that was passed by Congress and signed that affect the car industry. So we're going to talk about those. On all of that, we're going to jam in the next hour. So we better get to it because we got a lot to talk about. But again, if you do want to text your car questions in, 505-243-3333, we're going to have Tech Corner at the bottom of the hour. So, we were talking about maybe some ways to get away. It's been hot, and that was the beautiful thing. We went up there and it was like 100 degrees down here, and it was like 80 up there.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice. But there are some great places to go. Just jump in your car and go. And especially if it's a jump in your car from Malloy and Los Lunas and go, we like that even better. But there are some great places to go. Me and ChatGPT, the AI thing on the internet, we have this relationship going where I ask it everything and it tells me all kinds of stuff. I probably talk to that more than I talk to my wife now. I'm always chatting to ChatGPT. But I asked ChatGPT, hey, what are some good getaways in New Mexico? So they came up with some. Where do you like to go, Todd?
Well, I think I'm going to go down south. I like going down by the Butte a little bit further.
Todd's like me. Todd doesn't go away.
No.
We just work.
Yeah, I'm usually at work most of the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to take a couple of days here pretty quick.
Yeah. So down by the Butte?
Yeah, I'll go down by the Butte.
Is there water in the lake now?
Well, I'm hoping by the time I get there, there's still some.
Jerry, you go any place you like?
Once a year, we make our annual pilgrimage to Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
So,
cool.
The fam likes to go out to California. Usually in the October time frame is what we're looking at this year.
We used to do that, and now we don't. But so now we try and go someplace that we can get just a couple of days. There's a lot of places. So me and ChatGPT came up with Red River. They talked about Red River, and I had never been to Red River either. I've been to Taos a lot, but I'd never been anywhere outside of Taos. And so we drove up there in the Silverado, which did awesome, by the way, with the camper.
Good. That
5.3 and that Chevy Silverado. We've had it about a year, 2024 Silverado. It's a 1500, but with the 5.3, did not have a bit of problem towing that thing up there. It was really good. It was like, even going up the hills, going up to Taos, plenty of power.
Good.
So if you are looking for something that you want to tow a vehicle with, tow your camper with, or whatever, come see us today. We've got some deals going on. I'm breaking into a commercial. We got some deals going on. I mean, if you're looking for the Silverados, we've got up to $6,000 off if they've got some special interest rates. They've got the Ram. They've got up to $12,000 off a new Ram. That's a 2025. Ford's got a deal going on right now with 0 down payment, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 90 days. So if you look at like an F-150, you can get 0 payments for 90 days. You can get 0 interest for 48 months, and you don't have to put a down payment through Ford Motor.
Cool.
So it's pretty good. But anyway, sorry, I jumped into a commercial there. They also talk about ChatGPT throughout Jemez Springs.
That's pretty nice.
Jemez is pretty good. It's just crowded. It gets crowded on that road.
It really is. It's a little 2-lane road up in there.
But it is a great drive. That is a beautiful drive up there. This is one of our favorites, White Sands. I like going to White Sands. When I talk to people about White Sands that are from New Mexico, a lot of times they're like, man, I haven't been to White Sands in years. Like everybody's been, but it hasn't been recently.
It's been years
decades.
too.
But going on a full moon at night,
Yeah.
when they open up on those full moons,
Yep.
that's like the most impressive.
Yeah. And so that's a great place. And all of these things are things that you can just jump in your car from Malloy in Los Lunas and drive to. And it, you don't have to spend a lot of time there. It also talks about ChatGPT throws in Santa Fe. Santa Fe's nice.
Yeah.
But there's some nice places that you can go and take the camper. Elephant Butte, Jemez, Red River, like I said, Angel Fire. It's all good.
Yeah, it's pretty close too. It's not a bad drive.
And so there's a lot of things that you can do when you come to Los Lunas and get a car from us. We are going to take a little break. And when we get back, we're going to also cover a little bit on car camping. We're going to talk about the big, beautiful bill. And we've got a couple callers that we're going to get to. So when we come back on the Malloy Los Lunas Auto Show, we're going to talk about all of that on 96.3 News Radio, KKOB.
Malloy Los Lunas, where it's always cheaper in the country. Lenny went to college and racked up huge debt. A little bit over $100,000. For a degree he couldn't use? Now what? I had a friend that went to my computer career. They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation. One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want. You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner. It worked for me, and I know it can work for you. This is TV's Dr. Travis Stork for Eggland's Best. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make sure you're choosing wholesome ingredients like Eggland's Best eggs to plus up your nutrition. With more than 6 times the vitamin D and double the omega-3s and vitamin B12 compared to ordinary eggs, Eggland's Best supports a healthy lifestyle. Available in so many delicious varieties: classic, cage-free, organic, free-range, and pasture-raised. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more. By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Host. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethost.com/terms.
Hi, I'm Richard Carter. You may have seen me on TV talking about the world.
We are back on the Malloy Los Lunas Auto Show, sponsored by Malloy Ford, Malloy Chevrolet, Malloy Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge Ram, Malloy Commercial, and the Budget Car Collection, all located in the Los Lunas, right on exit 203. And right now we want to go to a caller that we've got. Kenny, are you on the line with us?
Yes, sir.
Kenny, how are you, sir?
Doing good, doing good. How about yourself?
Doing okay. So, Kenny, tell us about yourself. You just started with us, didn't you?
Correct. Yes, I just started with the Malloy company and Malloy family. This is going to be my second week here, and it's been going phenomenal.
Good.
So I can't complain. Everything's been really good all the way around.
Beautiful. Now, Kenny, which store do you work at?
I work at the Ford store.
Okay. So Malloy Ford at Los Lunas, if you want to check him out, get on down there today. There's plenty of time to get down there. I know he's busy. What do y'all got that going on down there at Ford? You got some specials to talk about?
Yeah, we have quite a bit of specials going on here at the Ford store and just Ford company in general. So right now, if you guys are interested in a 2024 Ford F-150 on specific models, we have $7,500 in rebates 4 2024s and a 2024 F250, we have $5,500 in rebates. So we got good deals going on right there as far as our trucks go. Now, Ford is also coming out with its 000, so 0% for 48 months, 0 down payment, and 90 days until your first payment.
Yeah, 0 payment for 90 days, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Now we've got a pretty good selection of vehicles right now. I know we just got some in yesterday too, right?
Yeah, we had quite a bit of new vehicles getting dropped off. We have a Ford Maverick that came in blue, super clean car. We also had a ruby red Ford Ranger as well, and then we did get a Badlands Bronco with the color match top and desert sand.
Nice.
So that one looks phenomenal.
Beautiful. Hey, if so, I tell you what, if you wanna help Kenny find a home down there in New Mexico, you need to go buy a car from him so we can afford to pay him and he can pay his bills. So how can somebody contact you?
If someone wants to contact me, they could just call at the store, which is their phone number is 505-866-3100. And then they could just come ask for me. Again, my name's Kenny, so feel free. I do speak Spanish as well. So for everybody that's bilingual or just needs help in the Spanish department, I'm here for them any day of the week.
Beautiful. All right, do me a favor, brother. Go sell a car.
All righty. Sounds good. I appreciate it.
Thanks for calling. Yeah, they got some really good deals going on at the Ford store, along with the Chevy store and the Jeep store. Jeep still got employee pricing plus. So on not only the Rams, but the Jeeps, they've got employee pricing plus. So you're getting some employee pricing plus some rebates. One of the things that we talked about at the top of the show that we wanted to talk about was because it seemed like it was monsoon season, then it's kind of slowed down. Now it seems like maybe it's coming back the next couple of days. So we wanted to talk a little bit about that. We also wanted to talk a little bit about what had happened going on in Washington with some of the bills that have been passed and how that affects us here in New Mexico. So we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But we wanted to jump in a little bit and talk about car camping. And we see them all the time in the service drive, like a Tahoe or a Silverado that's got like a camper on the back, and they go like off-roading and they camp in their truck.
It's like a like a frame that they put their tent. It's like up above the truck, and it's really a cool setup.
Yeah. And we saw when we were up north, we saw a couple of those. So there's a lot of different things to consider when you're doing that. But I think the point of doing that is like you can take that and maybe you can find some BLM land, right?
Yeah.
You could just pull on a BLM land. There's a place in Socorro that we like to go that's BLM. And it's there's a canyon there, and you can just pull right in there and you can park and you can camp there. And so a lot of that BLM land, you can just take that, let's say that you had a Silverado, but you put a camper on it and then you put your tent on top or whatever. It's kind of cool.
It is.
And a lot of those accessories are available through Ram or Ford or Chevrolet. So if you are looking to do something like that, you should give us a call in our parts and service department, and we might be able to help you outfit your truck a little bit.
Yeah, I was looking through all the accessories that all three had. It's got quite a bit now.
Yeah. And I don't know if we got the tents, but I think they may have a tent for the Bronco.
I think GM does have a tent for the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, years ago I had one. I stayed in it a couple of nights. It was actually pretty nice.
We tried to do that one of the times that we went to actually White Sands. We took our Wrangler down, and we had kind of made a space in the back of the Wrangler with like a bed.
Yeah.
And give me a hotel. I think the second night we might have gone to the hotel, but if that's your thing, come on, man, let's outfit your trucks.
I had an airbed.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe that was good. Maybe that was our mistake. But there's a lot of vehicles that are rated. Me and ChatGPT talking. There's a lot of vehicles that we offer that are rated like as good vehicles to do that in. Tahoe's one of them. The Bronco, of course.
Yeah.
That's a good one. you can try it like me in the Wrangler. But you know, I see a lot of them too coming through in the Gladiator. So they've got the Gladiator, and maybe they have either a camper on the back, or they've got the camper shell with like the tent on the top. I see a lot of those coming through the Jeep store.
There is.
And so if you're looking for that, I mean, the Gladiator is a really good choice. But those are some of the ones that were listed non-biased by ChatGPT. She don't know what I sell. But she said, yeah, these were, and I don't know if it's a her or not, but I call ChatGPT her. So me and her talk a lot. But if you're looking for something to do over the weekend, get on down to Los Lunas. We can hook you up with any of those vehicles, the Jeep Gladiator, the Bronco. It's been hard for us to keep full-size Broncos. They've been moving so fast. But we've got a few in. The Bronco Sport is a great choice. You know, or even a pickup truck, Silverado, put a topper on it.
Heck yeah.
Go camping. So if you want to do that, or if you want to do that over the next few weekends, you need to come down and take advantage of some of the deals that are going on in Los Lunas, because we have got all kinds of specials. And even on the budget lot, we have got several trucks that are priced right. I mean, we've got, I know there's a Silverado that they've got that's, you know, under 30 grand. They've got another one. They just took in an F-150 that I think might be under 20,000. So yeah, there's some good deals down there. So if you're looking for a vehicle, get on down to Los Lunas today and see us. Todd and I will be back down there later. Or you can call the store 505-243-3333. 505-243-3333. That's the number here. That's the wrong number. You can call here and ask Jerry about a car. How about 505-451-0714?
That's yours.
That's
That's yours.
But you can always call Jerry.
Yeah, sure.
505-243-3330 and talk to Jerry about his car. And maybe he'll sell you that one. But
I got a deal for you.
There you go.
Learn from the best.
But call us 505-451-0714, or you can go online at MaloyLosLunas.com. But when we come back, we're going to jump into Tech Corner, and we're going to talk about some of those tips for monsoon season or for your car. And we're going to cover some of the questions that we've already got on deck for Tech Corner. Again, you still got time to text 505-243-3333. We'll be back in just a minute on the Maloy Los Lunas Auto Show on 96.3 News Radio, KKOB.
Mexico Metals here in Albuquerque specializes in metals cut to order by the inch with no minimums. Purchase only what you need. New Mexico Metals is service-oriented and sells wholesale and retail. They service large industrial maintenance departments or your local home do-it-yourselfer. It's the only company stocking DOM tubing, as well as 5,000 line items with 19,000 available. Stop in and shop or call 505-717-1900 for a free quote. NewMexico-Metals.com. Open Saturdays 9 to noon.
Many styles, one standard, simply Amish. Transform your home with Albuquerque's finest locally owned furniture store. Get 20% off on custom and express pieces today. Corner of Paseo in Wyoming or online at simplyamishabq.com. Your dream space awaits.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story. Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years.
When your ride starts, engines, crank it.
All right, there it is.
There we go.
Man, I take a weekend off. And
We got
it all goes.
Welcome to Tech Corner. We didn't know if we were doing the song or
with
the little
the
short
last-
thing,
Yeah.
but we got the video working.
We got the video
so they
working.
could see us looking
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So welcome to Los Lunas Auto Show on your radio. Our favorite segment is Tech Corner with Todd, and we're going to talk about some things, some questions that we have gotten throughout the week, as well as we want to talk about monsoon season. So I think probably the biggest thing for monsoon season, what do you think they should check on their cars?
I would think tires would be the first,
Yeah.
and wiper blades.
Yeah, wiper blades. That was.
Yep.
Oh, that's what I got to fix.
Gotta make sure you hold that car on the ground.
Yeah.
My back wiper. Why does that always go out first?
Because you know what I think is you don't use it as much, so the
Oh.
heat gets to it, and then it'll
makes sense.
tear it.
That makes
And
sense.
that's what we see all the time.
So yeah, that's me and ChatGPT. She suggested that we talk about checking wipers and replace wipers.
Yeah.
I got to talk to you about the wipers on my bolt.
Oh, yeah. You know, those been on there a long time.
They have been on there a
We
while.
need to get those replaced for you.
How often should you replace your wipers?
You know, I say probably once a year,
Yeah.
or with this heat, probably twice a year.
Yeah.
I mean, that way you know they're going to work.
Yeah. And
'Cause
it's
you
always
never know.
and it's always, isn't it always that your wiper right in front of your eye is where it doesn't work anymore. The rest of the window's all
Yeah.
clean, but right in front of your face, it doesn't
It
wipe
has that
out.
line through it.
That's where mine is right there. But yeah, we should, if you're thinking about getting your vehicle checked up to get it ready for the rainy season, don't know how much rain we're going to have, but you can see that it comes and goes so quick. And that's the other thing too. You know, when we talk about wiper blades, especially, it happens all the time in Los Lunas. It'll rain just enough to get your window wet, and then there's a big dust storm.
Yeah.
And so you get dust and rain and it's mud on your window. So that kind of damages your wipers too.
You might as well doing that right now on the driver's side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the other thing that I do is I always do the New Mexico window washing. So you know when I'm driving, I'll hit the wiper fluid, the spray.
No, the New Mexico version is what I do.
What's that?
Well, I don't have any wiper fluid in my car.
Oh.
So I have to drive real close behind like a semi truck that throws water up on my windshield.
During the rain. And today, St. Joseph's Hospital was, Lovelace Hospital on Grand on Martin Luther King was watering the roadway. So one of their sprinklers was
Well, that works
sprinkling.
too.
So I drove
You
through it.
drove through that.
Yep.
That works too.
I always watch somebody that's using their wipers spray in front of me, their windshield washers, and I get right behind them and it'll spray it back.
There you
Do
go.
it safely, folks.
Yes, always do it safely. But yeah, you should get your tires inspected.
Yeah.
And you can check your tread depth. They got the penny test, and you can take a penny, and it should come to the top of Abe Lincoln's head.
And they have tread depth gauges that are very cheap.
But or if you just pull through the drive in Los Lunas.
$1. A penny's only a penny.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't even have a penny on me.
That's true.
I don't have any change at all. The other thing that's suggested is make sure that you check your brake lights and tail lights. If it gets dark right away and you're turning on your lights and somebody can't see you, so have somebody make sure, put the brakes on, make sure your lights are working. A lot of the newer cars now will give you a warning if one of your bulbs are out.
Yeah, it'll tell you, check it.
That's what's cool on the Silverado. They've got, when you hook your camper up, they've got that light test.
They go through all
and
of it.
And the system will do a light test. You just hit the little button on the screen and it'll go ahead, and so then you can walk back behind your camper and it rotates through the lights. Turn signals.
Do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like me, when I got no friends, nobody to help me. I just
because you don't have a penny to buy a friend.
because it's me and ChatGPT on a road trip. But yeah, check your lights, check your defroster. Because the sudden temperature changes could frog up your window, and if that's not working, you want to check that. And always make sure you got an emergency kit in your car: flashlight, jumper cables, bottled water, rain poncho, those kind of things. So let's talk about another question that we had. Okay, so this is, we've talked about this before, but it keeps kind of coming back because there's a lot of these on the road. And a lot of them do have some problems. An older Ford Focus. This is a 2017 Ford Focus. Guess what we're asking about?
Transmission.
Yeah. I've got a 2017 Ford Focus experiencing hard shifting during acceleration. What could that be?
It's a dual purpose transmission is because it has clutches in it, and then it has a TCM module. So, and a lot of them, they've extended the coverage on a lot of those. I mean, over 100,000 miles, but you have to do the TCM first, and then it reaches a certain limit, and then you can do the clutches. But I think they've got the bugs worked out of it, but there's a lot of them out there that still do it.
Yeah. So, and the reason that I brought this up, because we have talked about it before, those years, the Focuses tended to have a little bit of a problem with those. And
it's a good little car. I mean,
it's
it really
awesome car, and there are a bunch of them that are fine. We see them all the time. In fact, so all throughout the show, I'm getting these text messages. And now that you're watching this on video on YouTube, you can see that I'm checking my text messages. People are texting me all the time. But there's one of the things that I get on my phone is every time we appraise a vehicle in Los Lunas, it pops up on my screen so I can see what we're appraising. And we just looked at one, a Ford Focus with 143,000 miles. It was 2016. So good little cars, dependable.
Oh yeah.
But they do have that little glitch in the transmission on some of them. And that was that clutch system. There's actually two clutches. There's a dual clutch system in that car. And so really why I brought this up was talk about that dual clutch system, because there are a lot of vehicles that have dual clutches, and a lot of them are performance vehicles.
Correct.
That really started. I mean, I can remember one of the first vehicles that I dealt with a lot was a Mitsubishi. They had the Mitsubishi Evolution that had the dual clutch system. They do the dual clutch system because it's a faster shift.
Yes.
So performance cars have a lot of those.
Correct. They do.
And there's really not a problem with it. It's just that particular year had some issues.
Yeah, they had a few years that was, but I see a lot of them.
Yeah.
I have friends that have them, and their kids drive them, and they're good cars.
But you could also check a couple of other things. I mean, you could go through and check to make sure that your transmission fluid, that if you've got transmission fluid, if you haven't had it serviced, it may need to be serviced. And we're tying it directly to the transmission, but it also could be something in the engine if it's doing it at other times as well.
Yeah.
If the engine's running rough or
you
something
get a check
like
engine
that.
light. Let's take a look at it.
But if you have that issue, you could feel free to come down, bring it to the Ford store. We'll diagnose that pretty quickly. Okay. 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee is our next question on the deck. It's smoking. The 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee is smoking. I don't know if it's the V8 or the V6. I don't know. They didn't say. But it doesn't really matter because here's the question. I don't want to spend money to fix it. Is there an additive that I can use for it to stop smoking?
There's a lot of additives out there that claim that, but no.
Okay.
No. I would just if you're gonna just trade it in,
Yeah.
or if you really like it, then put an engine in it for you.
Yeah.
You know.
And some of those engines, we sometimes we talk about replacing an engine on a vehicle. And a lot of those older vehicles, especially if it was the 6-cylinder, or even if it was the Hemi, it's expensive. It's not cheap.
Correct.
But it's not like super expensive.
Yeah, I mean, and years ago, I mean, we've had Jeeps that had that 4.0 in it.
Yeah.
They go 300,000-400,000 miles. I mean,
Yeah.
really good engine. And even the V6s now are good.
Yeah.
But no, if you're not wanting a car payment, I mean, it's a lot cheaper to put an engine in your
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yeah, because you can pick up one of those engines and it may take, one of our technicians 12 or 14 hours to put it in.
Yeah.
But you can pick that up and we've got Sunbit, which allows you to make some payments.
The warranty on that engine, even through the manufacturer, like a GM's 3-year 100,000.
Yeah.
Ford's the same way. I think Chrysler's like 3 unlimited, 3
Yeah.
years unlimited. I mean, it's a good warranty on their engines.
So my friend ChatGPT told me, when I asked her this question, that she suggested some products like something called Stop Smoke or Ring Seal Smoke Repair or Oil Smoke Stop, and it may slow it down
A hair, maybe for a little while.
But there may be something more wrong than just like rings leaking a little bit. A lot of those will solve some of those smaller problems, but if it's noticeably smoking all the time, you need to bring it in.
You're using oil.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of miles on it.
Yeah.
So
it needs a new engine.
The smoking is more a function of the rings, or is it sometimes just needing the
Well, there's a big thing. There could be a lot of things, but it could be your rings. It could be
valve seals at a startup. If it's doing it at a startup and it puts out a big puff, it could be in the valve seals. Could be a few things, but rings is probably the main issue.
So anyway, you may slow it down, but no, you're going to spend the money.
Yeah,
you're going to fix it. This is an interesting question that we've never had before, and it's kind of a DIY question. So, customers got a 2020 Ford F450, which, by the way, if you want to sell that F450, I've got a dozen customers looking for F450s. We just had 4 brand new ones, and they didn't last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've got customers always looking for those trucks. So the 450 is a little heavier version of the Super Duty 350, and it's built to tow. I mean, that thing just tows everything. And if you're looking for a new 450, you can always call the Ford store and talk to them, and we can order you one. But this is kind of a DIY question. 2020 Ford F450, and want to add like an auxiliary gas tank, like another gas tank.
Okay.
Is that possible to do on your own?
Sure. Well, yeah, it is. I mean, they sell kits for that with all the fuel lines, the tanks. I mean, you've got to have some automotive knowledge to do it. I mean, a lot of them are gravity fed, right into the other tank. But I mean, if you're good with your hands, you've worked on your vehicles, you can do it yourself.
It's
but it's a job.
It is a job. It's not just like, I'm going to put a tank in the bed, because you see those auxiliary tanks in truck beds all the time, and you think, I'm just going to drop a tank in there and put gas in it, and then I'll run the hose down. But it's not that simple.
No, it's not.
When you go through it, it's kind of a job. So
it is.
If you want some help, give the Ford store a call, 505-451-0714. Call them, and we can schedule a time to kind of take a look at the situation and give you an estimate on that. This next one is going to freak y'all out. You're going to have nightmares about this one.
Uh-oh.
It's because I had nightmares about it. I looked at it online the other night, and I was like, oh, come on, bro. Don't ask me that question. I've got spiders in my car.
Oh, wow.
How do I get rid of them?
You know,
Preventative pest control.
I don't know where you're parking it, which is probably the first place I would move it. But they do make a product that it's a smoke bomb that you can put in the vehicle, and it will kill them. But I would think I would find a different place to park it, or it hasn't been sitting a while, for all that to happen. But
My wife just texted me that quickly. She said, "Sell the car, buy a new one."
Yeah, but I've always noticed if they're parked, even like with rodents and stuff. I
Right.
mean, where you live,
Yeah.
could be for the environment.
Yeah.
But I have seen a lot of different things like that.
Well, and especially, if you're parking under trees, if you're
Yeah.
parking, there's some places, but then there's also some things to look at that I was thinking of too, is just kind of, okay, how did they get in? Is your door seals? Do you have a problem with
Window
the door seals?
down.
Windows down?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, but I'm kind of with Jerry's wife. Yeah. So sell
You're
that.
driving down the road, you got spiders crawling on you.
No, but I read that question. I was like, come on, don't ask me that. Now every time I'm in my car now, I'm going to be looking everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd park it somewhere else.
Yeah, I'd park it somewhere else, like in somebody else's driveway.
Yeah.
Okay. So some really good questions today. We had some really good customers in the shop this week. I mean, we've gotten a lot of work in and out of the shop this week. Everybody's just packed busy.
We're busy. We're really busy.
And it's been just super, super great. So if you've got a car question and we didn't answer it, call us at the store, 505-451-0714. When we come back, we're going to talk about the big, beautiful bill on the Malloy Los Lunas Auto Show on your radio on 96.3 News Radio, KKOB.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes.
On your radio, also streaming on YouTube on the KKOB YouTube channel, right? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Jerry's doing an awesome job, and I'm sorry that you have to see us on YouTube now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at myself.
Yeah, you get what you pay for.
Yeah,
folks.
no kidding. All right, so we've teased it for an hour now. Let's talk about it. The big, beautiful bill. Some of you think it's beautiful, some of you think it don't. All we care about today is what it does to the car industry. So one of the biggest things that we found going through this bill, and all the manufacturers have been talking about it. Ford's had meetings on it, General Motors, Jeep. We've all been talking about it because one of the things that changes kind of dramatically is the effect that this bill would have on EV adoption and the EV mandates, electric vehicle mandates that were thrown out there. Originally, kind of set to be like up to 50% of new vehicles sold were to be zero emission vehicles or electric vehicles by 2030. And so some of the laws that were passed were to hit that standard. One of the things that this big, huge bill that they passed recently that everybody's been talking about cut a couple of the things that had to do with EVs. First, and probably affecting more people than I would have thought, because we've got people calling every day, is that at the end of September, the EV federal tax credit that has been out there, up to $7,500, goes away. That was supposed to last for the next 2 years, but they took that out. So by the end of September, if you are interested in getting an electric vehicle, like I have got one. If you were interested in buying one and you were taking advantage of that IRS tax credit, you need to get that done, because that's going away in September. Now, it doesn't affect the state tax credits in different states. Like in New Mexico, there's a state tax credit, but at the dealership level, we don't have anything to do with those. It also kind of changed a couple of so we get customers that come in all the time, and not even customers, just people driving electric vehicles that have to charge.
Yeah.
And that's the only charger in Los Lunas. How can you expect 20% of the vehicles in Los Lunas to be electric if there's us charging them all?
Yeah, they'll be in line.
Yeah, there'll be a
or our
line.
dealership.
So, and of course, there's infrastructure that's being built, and there may be more that are built, but that's the same in a lot of smaller communities. And that's the problem with what this mandate said. You have to buy this, 20 and then 40 and then 50% electric vehicles. And we're all in on electric vehicles. We love them. We've got the Mach-E's that I can't keep. Every time we get a Ford Mach-E in, it comes in and goes out right away because they're gorgeous vehicles. They're fun to drive. Todd and I drove up in a Blazer EV this
It
morning.
was awesome.
And
Awesome car.
yeah, we drove up in the Blazer EV. I myself drive an electric vehicle. And we've got the Equinox EV, the Jeep. I tell you what, the Jeep Wagoneer S. If y'all want to look at an electric vehicle that is bad, oh, Jerry's busy. I was going to say if I could say bad ass. Maybe I can't.
I guess you did.
I guess I did. He didn't dump me. But that is an awesome vehicle. That thing flies.
They're cool.
It is super quick.
They're all quick.
Yeah, they're all quick. We had somebody driving a Silverado EV that had stopped in to get service done on it, and that was his adoption of that thing. He loves that vehicle, and he kind of travels all over the country, and he schedules his charge, and he's fine with it. But to expect that New Mexico can make that transition that fast is not realistic. Now, New Mexico has not, and this is why I'm bringing this up. New Mexico has not said since all of this passed what they're going to do. California says they're going to still enforce it. New Mexico has not stated what they're going to do. If you know somebody that works in the government that has any influence at all, call them and say, hey, stop it. No, you don't have to do this now. We don't have to push ourselves so hard. We want the adoption of clean emission vehicles, but let's do it at a pace that's reasonable. And so, write your senators, write your Congress people, let them know that in New Mexico, we don't need to do that quick. But if you are interested in an electric vehicle, come on down to Los Lunas, because we got them, and we will be happy to show you to them. Thanks for joining us. I don't know how long I got.
About 45 seconds.
45 seconds. So listen, give us a call at the store, 505-451-0714. Get on down to Los Lunas today, exit 203 on Interstate I-25. Easy to find, easy to deal with, and it's always cheaper in the country. This is Dennis on the Malloy Los Lunas Auto Show on your radio, and we will see you next time, and thanks for joining us.